This my history lessons is forwarded to Hon Barrister Emeka Emekesiri. Let me draw you to African conflicts that define any expectation in the world. Eritrea versus Ethiopia. Eritrea versus Ethiopia. During the first Nigerian Biafra conflict, we have not even started the war. There was a stalemate between Biafra and Nigeria. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe started pushing Ojukwu to go and make peace so that we can get the so-called confederacy. See? Predicting an outcome of war. Just like you and Rosa Jack now is predicting an outcome of war. You already know what will happen before you start doing it. Well, let me refer you to Eritrea. Eritrea fought Scotch brutal war with Ethiopia. Ethiopia have the largest military base known to man in Africa. Soviet Armed Forces, Soviet Union. Those of you that don't know about Soviet Union used to be called Union of the Soviet Socialist Republics. 16 republics comprising of Union of the Soviet Socialist Republic, USSR, superpower, backing Ethiopia up. All the military equipment supplied by them, personnel, and Soviet soldiers was in Ethiopia. Remember, Mengistu Haile Mariam, which is the Ethiopian head of state, was a communist. That was a fight. This is very important also for IPOB. IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, I'm talking about. Fight broke out. Eritrea lost all the territories. If you go to Eritrea's money today, the name of the money is the hill where remnants of Eritrean armed forces were hiding. Every morning, massive bombardment by MiG jets produced by Soviet Union. Massive artillery barrage from Lenin's Frog rockets. Radar control Lenin Frog rockets. If Emeka Sirem was there, he would tell Eritrean president, you don't have no more land. Why are you still fighting? You're only hiding in 2-3 ridges of hills. You need to surrender and turn yourself in and continue to be a slave. That's why Emeka Sirem will advise Eritrean president if he was there. Just like Nnamdi Azikiwe was advising Ojukwu, who is fighting and fought up to stalemate with the Nigerian armed forces to go and make peace, these lovers of peace. That was not the same. The Eritreans were resilient. The Eritreans said, no, we will be vanquished or we will be victorious. Two outcomes that the Eritrean leaders choose. Small soldiers, remnant in the mountain, facing heavy bombardment every day, situation very, very, very hopeless. That's how you know a man when situation is very, very, very hopeless. That's why I tell IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, you need to go study Eritrea. You can apply Eritrea's determination in all circumstances of life. I also advise IPOB Nnamdi Kanu to go and study early Christians. Everybody now is a Christian, some of them driving private jets. Go look at how Christianity was established. You will swear you don't want to be a Christian. Situation in Eritrea very hopeless. The largest army in Africa, the largest military barrack in Africa was in Ethiopia. The most advanced military equipment was in Ethiopia, backed by Soviet soldiers and Soviet advisors. On the ground, for Emeka Sirem that is scared of the British and the French. Because you have a westernized education. A small general in Eritrea said, please, I can capture that. I can capture. The president of Eritrea said, how can you capture this military base with nothing? President, with all due respect, I can capture that military base. The president said, how can you capture it without the equipment? Emeka said, it's very important to hear this history. The largest military base in Africa, the largest military equipment in Africa, massive number of Soviet Union soldiers and military advisors in Ethiopia. A ragtag man in Eritrea Armed Forces told his general, where situation is very hopeless. They have lost all their territories. They are only hiding in the cave on the mountain that is bombarded every morning by Soviet MiG jets, bombarded every morning by Lenin's frog rockets. And this man with nothing, no gun, no bullet, told his boss that I can capture that military headquarters, the largest in Africa. Very important lesson, because we go to Nigeria, we speak this English with no substance. That's why we can't even grow cassava. The curry we eat in Nigeria is imported from England. The obaka we eat is imported from England. The we eat is imported from Germany. Black man now is becoming a nuisance to the world, actually. So this man told his general, the boss, which is Isaias Afawakwe. Afawakwe said, how can you capture this thing? The colonel told him, sir, stop answering me how I can capture it. Give me the order to go capture it. The president said, well, good luck. May God bless you. This guy went, breached the parameters of the biggest military base in Africa, and captured ammunition unknown to no man in Africa, and turned it around. That was the turning point of Eritrean civil war. Eritrea captured Ethiopian military equipment, rout Soviet military advisors and military personnel, and turn the equipment on Ethiopia and start one by one to recapture their cities and eventually have independence. That is how a Biafran has to behave. A Biafra does not surrender. A Biafra does not think that the opponent will win him. Under any circumstances, we can leave Russell Blue-Jack and Emeka to continue to be slaves, because they have internalized subordination to something white. A military general with no equipment was given order. He breached the largest military camp in Africa, manned by Soviet commanders and Soviet soldiers and Ethiopian soldiers, captured their equipment, turned it on them, and started capturing Eritrean town one by one. They came down from the hill and captured all their cities one by one, and eventually captured their capital, which is Amsara. They captured it with vigorous and fierce fighting, and eventually rode victorious to independence. If Emeka was there, he would have advised them, oh, you can't do this, how can you do this? Run away, Soviet Union is here, they will not let you, you only have 2 guns, how can you override them? Just like Sik was doing during Nigerian Biafra war, we are in a theater. He was interjecting himself and pushing out for peace instead of letting us to conclude the war. That is why I'm telling IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, do not listen to nobody. If IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, if you know you cannot conclude what you started, you better abandon it. Once you start cooperating with these guys that are feeling inferior, you are finished. You need to learn from Eritrea. Eritrea military victory could be planned, could be applied to civilian activities.